Hey, what is good, everyone? It is the Graveyard's very own Ghost the Rebel and Son Rondu. Welcome to the very first episode of the Fusion Struggle podcast. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing excellent. You know, I got my coffee. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. The sun looks like it's trying to creep out. Really can't complain. I'm grateful. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I also got my coffee. It's a somewhat sunny day in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Got the storm clouds, creeping in. Got the blue sky trying to find its way through, but it's not finding its way through. You know what I'm saying? But the sun's out. You know what I'm saying? Got my coffee. I'm chilling.
And the buzz out.
Got my Batman mug, just chilling here, homie.
Yes, sir. Brother, we got some things to talk about. Okay, we got a couple of topics to converse about. It's converse, not conversate. Y'all, come on now. It's 2022. Stop it.
We definitely have a lot of topics to discuss. The very first one we're going to talk about, I don't know if we're going to have any wrestling fans come in, but just to let you guys know, we're going to shed some light on a lot of things. Wrestling, anime, games, practically anything you can think of. Shit, yes.
Yeah, just relatable stuff, everyday stuff, a little bit of everything. It's like a melting pot.
Yeah, literally, culture, bro. So the first thing we're gonna cover is the recent MJF podcast. Podcast. I said the recent MJF pipe bomb. This has been something that's been talked about over the last, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And Gus, I know me and you, we had our 2 cents to say about it, but you were really hyped about it. You know what I'm saying? And as was I. And a lot of people were kind of struggling, wondering if this was a work or if MJF was really, done with this shit. And a lot of people were kind of comparing it to the CM Punk pipe bomb that happened in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. And in a way, it is kind of similar, but not similar because AEW's formula is a bit, I'm not going to say different, but as far as it being free range, mic-wise, it's definitely up there. So just for those who haven't heard MJF's pipe bomb, we're just gonna slide it in there for a little bit. Pause on that.
That's what you want, right? You want to hear me talk? I'll talk, but this is Max Friedman talking. Big merger, boss. A lot of important executives here tonight to watch your product. Would be a real shame if something bad happened. I wouldn't want to embarrass you, man. Speaking of embarrassing, you've been trying to sit down with me to hash things out for quite some time now, haven't you? Well, guess what? Too little, too late. Here's why. When this company first started, it was all friends wrestling. Everybody was handed a ticket, except for me. See, I had to write my own. And boy, do I have good penmanship, because I created moment after moment after moment for this company, and I still get no respect. Do you guys know who the second biggest minute-for-minute draw is in this entire company? Nope, you wish. It's me! It's me! And if you don't believe me, do me a favor. Ask Stat Boy Tony in the back, see what he's got to say. But whatever you do, don't ask him to reach into his pockets and pay the man who's been busting his ass for him since day one. No. Make sure he hoards all that money. so he can give it to all the new ex-WWE guys he keeps bringing in. That can't lace my goddamn boots! Hey, boss! Would you treat me better if I was an ex-WWE guy? See, maybe you don't get it, man. Here's the problem with you, boss. You got a position of power in a wrestling company when the only position you should be assuming is behind the guardrail with all of them. I don't want to wait till 2024, but you don't listen to me, so allow me to make it a little bit easier for you. Tony, I want you to fire me. Tony, don't tell me down, you piece of shit! Shut your mouth! Look at me, Tony. Look at me. I want you to fire me. You fucking mark! Fire me! Fire me!
All right, bro. So tell me what you think. What are your once again your thoughts on the MJF pipe bomb?
I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was perfectly executed, and I'm talking from a perspective of a wrestling fan. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to this tongue ring in my mouth. But I've been watching wrestling for like at least 20, maybe 25 years at this point. So I've seen a little bit of everything, as far as like certain characters, certain wrestlers, certain different promotions, and certain things that have happened. It's very convenient that a character like MJF cutting this pipe bomb is very linked and synonymous with CM Punk doing his, and they just had one of the greatest feuds in a very long while. My take on it is that this is the most elaborate work shoot I've ever seen. It's not so much like a thing to where like, oh, this is what he said is 100% real, but it's still a work. I feel like he's working with Tony Khan and the company to create such a buzz that it gets you tuned in and it makes you believe everything that is going on, which is the premise of wrestling storytelling in the first place. You're supposed to believe what they're saying. Is he going to jump ship to WWE? I don't think so. He could. I'm not ruling it out. But watching this whole Tony Khan MJF thing play out, I'm like, I got a gut feeling. I'm like, they are doing this on purpose, but they're making me believe, which gives me the feeling like how I was watching wrestling as a kid. I'm like, you just believe everything you're saying. And mind you, like I said, I was watching wrestling. I've been watching wrestling for like over 20 or 25 years. So I've seen bad promos. I've seen really good promos. I've seen promos like this to make me think like, wow, like it wouldn't surprise me if this was on purpose. Tony Khan is not going to let MJ off. Damn, I said it 3 times wrong. He's not going to let MJF off the company. Even though, if you're not a casual fan or a casual watcher of the product, whatever, they took him off the roster. They took him off the page. I think they removed his merch or whatever. I think that's planned as well. But, you know, like, look at what they're doing. They got us talking about it. They got us speculating. That's what you're supposed to do. Tony Khan is loaded with money. He is not going to let MJF off. Not at all. He is paying the man. Trust me when I say that. That's my 2 cents on it.
And, you know, I definitely have to agree with you, especially when it comes to MJF. Because when you look at the numbers, like the statuses and everything, I think MJF said that he was... if I'm not mistaken, he's like at least like in the top 5 when it comes to numbers, or something it was something along those lines. But MJF is a damn good heel.
Oh yeah,
and a damn good heel. And I even seen like comparisons between him and The Miz. And honestly, and I just want to say that not only is that shit annoying, and I do love Miz, you know, but as far as like the levels in comparison, they're both on different levels. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you can't even truly compare the two. You know, so you know with everything that's happened recently with the pipe bomb and everything, it was honestly just unexpected. You know, and like you said, they took him off the roster, they took him off the page, and you also know that recently, CM Punk, he didn't relinquish the title, but he's injured, and so they are doing like a number one like contendership. So whoever wins this, you know, they're gonna be like I think it was interim world champion.
The interim champion for the time.
Yeah. So so right now it's Jon Moxley and I think who else won? Kyle O'Reilly. Because Kyle O'Reilly won the Battle Royal. So I'm thinking at some point MJF and Punk, like I feel like their story really isn't finished. Because it's honestly surprising to me that MJF hasn't been world champion yet. I'm surprised he hasn't even won a title yet. And you know they just recently released a new one, the Atlanta Championship.
Yeah.
You know, so you know AEW's kind of finally they're kind of getting in the groove of thing as far as you know building championships and everything. You know, first things first, the world title, and then I think it was the TNT title, which Cody had brought on, and then the tag team championships, the women's title. Now I'm not sure if the women's title came before or after the TNT championship, but
the women's title came, I think, before the TNT title.
Okay. So, you know, as far as like, you know, not relinquishing, as far as establishing, you know, the belts and the ranks and stuff, I feel like as far as where the titles are at currently, I think they're good with where they're at. I do want to say I do wish that a lot of other talent would kind of, because there are a lot of WWE guys over there. You know what I'm saying? And it's
there is, but
at this point, I'm not really surprised. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to be the one to say it, but I feel like at some point it's going to be treated exactly how WCW was back in the 90s. Because even with WCW, there were a lot of WWE guys over there as well. You know, Bret Hart was over there. You had Macho Man. You had Hulk Hogan. Diesel was over there. Scott Hall. Like at this point, there were a lot of people over there. You know what I'm saying? And then I think towards the end is when, because it was having it was the Monday Night War, right, between WCW and WWE, and then Shane had bought out the company, but you know nothing good came of it, you know, and now Shane isn't with WWE, so you can only really think he's gonna be over there at AEW. Now, I don't know if there's any can't speak. I don't know if there's gonna be any I don't know if there's anything like out or that has been like recent to where Shane is kind of in the background, like riding with WWE. I don't really think that there's been anything that has been talked about or posted from what I've seen. There might have been. I just haven't caught it. Have you caught any wind of it yet, or
regarding Shane?
Yeah.
No, I really haven't, and honestly, I don't care. My 2 cents with that is that Shane doesn't need to do anything. He really doesn't. I don't know if you caught wind of the whole Stephanie situation, though, because apparently, and I don't know why I didn't see this coming at all, or I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but Stephanie took a leave of absence maybe like a month ago, and it was under the premise that she wanted to spend time with her family, which makes sense, like a human should, right? Given definitely Triple H's whole situation with the cardiac event, he almost died, and all that kind of stuff. It makes sense to be with the family. However, what was revealed most likely is that Vince had a play in her getting let go, which, if you know, you know. If you don't, Vince he's a shrewd businessman. He's a billionaire, almost basically a trillionaire businessman, don't get me wrong. But he's a shrewd human being, right? He turns on his own kids. He turns on his whole family. So as far as Shane, we don't need Shane anywhere. Me personally, I don't want him anywhere. He could go to Impact, good for him, but I have no desire to see this man. Because what value is he bringing other than knowledge? I don't need to see him in the ring. I don't need to see him in an authoritative figure. I'm over that shit. Just stop doing it. It's so played out and it's just so predictable at this point. But Shane going to AEW? Absolutely not. Do not have a McMahon over there. If there was a potential McMahon going somewhere, let it be Triple H. But that man's not going anywhere either. There were a couple topics that you had said that I wanted to touch upon real quick. I just talked about Shane. MJF with the title. I don't think he needs a title. The only title that he should have at touch is the world title. He doesn't need a TNT title. He doesn't need a tag title. He is so homegrown and so phenomenal at the character and his whole persona that's a bona fide. He's already a main eventer. We've already established that.
Of course.
But he's so elite, right? that he is world title ready. And I feel like they're building him up to be like the whole Adam Page thing, right?
Right.
He didn't win off the jump, but give him time and some character development and some storytelling, and when he finally wins, it's going to mean something, and that shit meant something. I feel like they're doing the same thing with MJF. Do not water it down by giving him the TNT title, because he doesn't need it. Comparing him to The Miz, I completely agree with you. 2 different levels. Don't get me wrong. The Miz, I forgot what year it was, but he was Intercontinental Champion, and this is when I think Brock was the Universal Champion on Raw, and he wasn't being showcased that much. And they put the IC title on The Miz, and they made that seem like it was a big deal. I remember this time. He was a great heel at that time. But MJF is on a god-tier level when it comes to being a heel. Like, you believe everything this man says and everything that this man does. Similar to Paul Heyman. Every time he's on the screen, you tune in. Every match that he has, you tune in because you don't know what the hell is going to happen, but you got to see it. You don't want to miss it. MJF is on a whole different level. With the WWE guys going over to AEW, I get it. We all get it. Yeah, it sucks because you're taking away TV time from other people or like homegrown people. I get it, but business is business. If you got a Paige leaving WWE, you would be insane not to pick that up. If Kevin Owens left WWE, you would be insane not to grab him up. Yeah, ex-WWE person, but money is money. And, like, not reputation, but, like, if the celebrity status is there, you're going to fucking pick it up. Like, if John Cena left WWE, which he never will, and he goes in AEW, and you got the ducats to pay the man and be on the show, yeah, do it. Now, the cool thing, or the interesting thing, is that since the WWE WCW thing happened, what AEW could do is piggyback on the failings of what WCW did and figure out how to not duplicate it or repeat it. And the rules are a lot different. As far as, like, we got a whole plethora of more money now in AEW compared to WCW. They're catering to the fan base. They're catering to authenticity, which is great. At the same time, WWE is also having a changing reputation in where their weaknesses and the creative flaws are being showcased more and more and more and more throughout the years. So it seems like there's an advantage of AEW in that sense, but but just wrestling is wrestling. I enjoy both. There are flaws with AEW too. There are major flaws in WWE, obviously, but if you do right by the workers first, and then do right by the fans, you got a great product in my eyes. I don't care what company it is. So,
Okay, so I definitely do agree with everything you just said. Kind of, let's go back to MJF a little bit.
mm-hmm.
As far as him being established, you're right. He doesn't need the TNT title. He doesn't need, even the new title that's coming out. He's the main eventer through and through. Because if I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that the rivalry between Punk and MJF is finished. I feel like it's more of, okay, you got one up on me, I'm gonna get you back, type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because he needs to be world champion. He needs to. And I think I think he's already had. I think he's only had one opportunity, maybe.
Who?
MJF, because I know him and John Moxley, they had a feud over the time.
Yeah. I think that was the only time.
That was the only time. And as far as storylines go when it comes to AEW, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Hangman becoming world champion. Like, congratulations to the man. I'm glad he became world champion. But I feel like there wasn't much of a story there. Maybe I wasn't really paying too much attention. But I feel like his championship reign wasn't really all that, like, good. That's just my personal opinion. And then with the feud coming up with Punk, not coming up, but the feud that he had with Punk, I thought it was, was pretty good. Could have been better. But at the same time, it's like I felt like they were like forcing Paige to kind of be this guy, like this kind of person that's like, oh, you're undeserving. I don't like you. I don't respect you. You shouldn't be like. Okay, that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just don't feel like it was. I don't know. I don't want to say it was watered down because it wasn't. It just didn't appeal to me. You know what I'm trying to say?
I feel you. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So that's just my take on it. As far as the fall of WCW and AEW trying to pick up the failure, trying to like you said, pick up the failures from where WCW had. It's like I feel like they're doing that, but they're not doing that because they have deals with Impact and New Japan. They're actually gonna have a crossover at I think in a few more days, if I'm not mistaken. So when I saw that they was doing that, I was like, "Oh shit!" Let me see if I'm not mistaken. Hold on.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Forbidden Door.
So
crazy.
When I found out the Forbidden Door. So when I found out that they were doing that, I was like, "Oh shit!" Okay, I like this because just recently, Will Ospreay just came in and was fucking shit up. So I was like, "All right, bet." And I don't know if you know who Will Ospreay is.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay. But you already know he is on God mode. I love his style. I feel like he's underrated as a wrestler. He's not that much talked about. And this is just from what I see. He's just the best in my opinion. I love him. And there have been so many times where he's talked about, not going to WWE because, their schedule, because he's a family man. He said this himself. and being on that road and the traveling, it would just take so much out of him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, as far as like the scheduling and everything, and him being with AEW, like having this crossover, I feel like is really good for him to really get out and really like showcase himself in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying he's not been
I
doing
do.
that
I
for
do.
years now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, so that's my take on that. I think that's all I have to say about that. You got anything else to say about this?
MJF will become the world champion. Maybe this year, but like when it's gonna happen, he is going to be the top heel champion in a very long time. And I cannot wait for it. Because he's gonna be doing some crazy stuff. And the build to it is gonna be insane. But when he becomes champion, it's going to be fantastic. But circling back to the original topic at the beginning, this is an elaborate work. They're working us to the T, and I'm here for it. Like, I'm sipping it, sis. Shit. So this is making me excited to watch wrestling. I'm like, please give me more of this. So that's all I gotta say.
Once again,
and that's the bottom line.
Once again, I agree with you. When he does become world champion, it is going to be a shit show. It's going to be really well deserved too. And I just hope, and I pray that they don't do him dirty.
Bring in Soraya while you're at it. I don't know if you know the whole Paige situation.
What happened with that?
She's leaving, which she needs to.
Oh, she's leaving WWE?
She's leaving WWE next month.
I didn't even know she was still rocking with them like that.
Right.
Well, what's going on with that?
I mean, obviously, they're not doing anything with her. Well, for obvious reasons. Like, probably due to, like, the neck injury. But still, it's just like, have her as an on-screen presence. Like, I was cool with her being GM. I'm like, yeah, put baby girl up in there. Like, because Paige is money. But they haven't done anything with her. She wants to do something. We want to see her. The company's not listening, so she's basically not renewing her contract, which I'm glad for. And there's potential of her going to AEW. And why not? Why not? Try it. Let's see. But I'm excited because Paige is my absolute favorite female wrestler. Just please give me more Paige. That's a game changer right there.
You know, and kind of just speaking on that, because I'm just not finding this out. And you know, being a wrestling fan, especially WWE, because I didn't start watching WWE until, well, I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era, and that was about, what, 2004? 2004, you know, maybe 2003. And it's like, so much has changed over the years. You know what I'm saying? And so, as a fan, you would think they would kind of listen, like really listen to the people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, have her as, like, bring Absolution back. Have her be a manager. You know what I'm saying? Have her manage her own team. You know, have her do something rather than having her sit on the sidelines and not do anything. You would think they would have her do something like that. But no, they don't. They just have her just tucked away. And I feel like that's just very frustrating with a lot of wrestlers. And, you know, writers and GMs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's a weird situation.
Yeah, so I definitely understand. So, I'm truly.
You know what? This also could boil down to like the pettiness of the company because we know that they're petty as hell. Her star power is huge, so they probably were like they're treating her like the whole Mustafa Ali situation to where we want him, we want to see him, make him flourish. He's proven that he is a person that could hold a title. The fact that he has not held a title yet baffles me, but just he holds or she holds so much star power, and to let that go, it's just like, no, I'm not gonna grant you your release or whatever because we don't want you to jump ship, and then that's gonna be eyes off of our product. So that's a pettiness move, but I'm not surprised. It's WWE. They've done this over the years, whatever. But like, I want to talk about the Sasha Naomi thing bad, but that's different.
I mean, look, we're on the wrestling topic. Let's do it. Let's go.
I mean, well then, shit. I guess we back. It's a wrestling podcast. Okay, this is so much we can talk about. Dog, what are your thoughts on this whole Sasha Banks and Naomi situation?
So for a while now, I didn't understand what the fuck was going on because it was trending on Twitter. A lot of people talking about it on Instagram. I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. And so from my understanding, and there's so many sides to the story. From my understanding, Sasha and Naomi are fed up with WWE. No, fuck it. Let me start over. They're both frustrated because they won the tag titles. And what's also crazy about that, I'm not trying to, skip ship about that. What's crazy about the women's tag team titles is they're not even really, they haven't really truly showcased the titles ever since Bayley and Sasha have won it. It's like a joke, like the 24/7 title. They showcased that shit more than they did with the women's title. Am I lying?
They did.
Which makes no fucking sense. No fucking sense to me. And so they were both frustrated. They threw the titles on whose desk? I'm not sure if they walked into Vince's office or they walked into somebody's office and
John Laurinaitis.
Yeah, okay.
Johnny Ace.
I'm surprised he's still fucking there. But yeah, they had their issues. They dropped the titles on his desk, and they just walked out. Now, a lot of other people are saying that Naomi was manipulated by Sasha to go ahead and do this. Now, I don't know about you, but Naomi's a grown-ass woman. She has a brain. I'm pretty sure that she could sense if somebody was manipulating her. If we're going to be honest, Naomi deserves more star power than what she has gotten.
Yeah.
When she won the women's title, the SmackDown women's title, I wasn't as excited as I should be. Not like how when Bianca had won it at WrestleMania. That's the same level of excitement I wanted to have for her when she had won it years ago. I just didn't have that. When she had a heel run with Tamina, that was very lackluster. I just feel like her being written as a character, like she has the charisma, she has like she has it, you know what I'm saying? But like the way they write her, it's just not appealing to me. Had her be in the bloodline, I mean, she can do some serious damage.
Ooh, that's a thought. That's a thought right there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like she's just underutilized. So I definitely understand her side. I understand her being frustrated. With her, it makes 100% sense. Sasha, not so much. Because Sasha, she's also a great wrestler. She also has the talent. They both have the talent and the range to back up what they say. You know what I'm saying? So, with Sasha being frustrated, I can understand because, you know, her and Bayley brought out the titles. You know what I'm saying? And when other women were winning it, it's like they kind of just made it a joke. It wasn't like it was just like, okay, cool, we got new titles. Like they're not like really showcasing it, like really having it be like a prestigious thing. Like when Miz won the Intercontinental title, he made that something. He made it as if it was a world title. And they're just not doing that. And I'm not blaming them. I honestly want to blame Vince.
Yeah. Because never. Like, well, I don't want to say never, but don't blame the work. Sorry for cutting you off. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's good. But it's like, if I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like they deserve, not only just they deserve more than what they've been given, but so do the titles. They're supposed to be. It's a title for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my take on it. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
So the situation that I'm understanding is that what had happened is that right before they walked out, so there was going to be a 6-pack challenge to determine Bianca Belair's opponent for Hell in a Cell. Cool. It incorporated both Naomi and Sasha, who were tag team champions for those who were not informed. They won the titles at WrestleMania, and that was pretty cool. Like as a random team that kind of just came together, no build. It was just like how they treated the whole women's division or any tag team for that matter. We'll throw you together, and then you'll become champions. Like you'll coexist or whatever they want to term it, and then you'll win the titles. So when they won the titles, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm more so happy that Naomi has a title again because Sasha been getting titles. That's fine. But the fact that Naomi was in the spotlight again, I'm like, hell yes, because she should have been treated a lot better. So when they won, they were having some good matches. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this team. That's cool. But WWE has been doing this for the last several years, and it's been known to everybody, like, do not invest in a tag team in that company. Why? Because they're going to split them up in about 3 weeks' time, and it's going to be like nothing even mattered. So the fact that they put both of them in that 6-pack challenge, and Naomi was going to be the one that was going to win and face Belair, that sounds like an interesting story, but the drawback is that you're going to split up the tag team essentially. Like, why? And there was where the problem lied. And hold on, Sasha was going to face Ronda on SmackDown at the pay-per-view or whatever pay-per-view. So the tag titles were not a factor anymore. They were an afterthought. Oh, we don't care about these titles anymore. I'm like, not only are you not caring about the women's division like you're supposed to, you're not caring about these titles that you're trying to get over, but we want them to get over, but you don't care enough about it because you're going to split up the tag team anyway. You're going to hot potato these tag teams yet again, and you're going to form another random tag team to hold the titles, i.e. Nikki Ash and Doudrop, which we don't even know what the hell that is. So that's where the frustration came from. It's like Sasha and Naomi, they wanted to elevate these championships. They wanted to make them important. They were told a certain creative way ahead, like, okay, you're going to win these titles, and then you're going to do X, Y, and Z. This Hell in a Cell thing was a last-minute thing that Vince loves to do, and it was just frustrating because all of this work that they've been doing with these tag titles is now gone down the toilet. And it was probably like an influx of like pent-up stuff that happened in the past, like proving the point. Now, the manipulation thing. I'm glad you brought this up because I thought I was thinking crazy over here. Like, thinking that Naomi was just like, because I feel the same way. That I feel like, not so much manipulated, but of course you're gonna ask the question, who spearheaded this idea to leave? You would have to think Sasha, right?
Obviously,
Because right, and I've also tried to think, what if it was actually Naomi though? But I don't know. It's just it don't feel right. But I'm gonna make some people mad when I say this. So, because I used to follow Sasha on Twitter, and she's been making these tweets like "Thank you, Vince McMahon," basically subconsciously dick riding Vince McMahon, right? Showing gratefulness for her job and the opportunities she had, yada yada. We get it. Okay, cool. But at the same time, you're touting all this, but then you up and leave. Mind you, Sasha, you're one of the greatest. I'm not taking that away from you at all. But you were definitely handed a lot of opportunity, whereas other people have not gotten a lick of opportunity as far as championships, as far as all the accolades. I think she's a 3-time tag champion, multiple time SmackDown champion, multiple time Raw champion. All these accolades, right? But you took your ball and you went home. And then you dragged Naomi at the same time. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, Sasha. However, I'm still siding with Sasha and Naomi. Like, if the creative is bad and they fuck y'all over, leave. Like, who's to say you can't do it? But I feel like Naomi leaving was more justified than Sasha leaving. You feel me? Like, they have way more invested in Sasha than Naomi, which shouldn't be the case, because please treat Naomi better. Like, that's another point.
What I'm saying.
I was excited when she became women's champion. Naomi, I'm talking about. I jumped out of my seat. I'm like, it's about damn time. I'm like, here we go. Now, the run wasn't good because she got injured, which sucked. But then she became a 2-time champion. But then they didn't treat that as well either. I'm like, please bounce back because you deserve it. You're so gifted and everything else. But creative is creative. If they fuck y'all over, don't get fucked over. Stand up for yourself. So I stand behind the workers. But it just sucks. It's just, get rid of the titles. Get rid of those titles. Just, there's no point. I was invested in Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for a little bit. It took a while, but I got to a point I'm like, you know what, this kind of works. Then they split them up. I'm like, I'm so done. Like, what was the fucking point? And ooh, Shayna Baszler. Oh my, what did y'all do? Y'all ruined. Y'all fucked this up so bad, and we. Anyway. Why is she not champion yet? That made no sense. You talk about one of the biggest water downs in the company history. What the? Oh my god, bro. Anyway.
I think they should have just kept her in NXT because she was NXT. She was NXT Women's Champion for a minute.
She was NXT champion. Wait, wasn't it like a year or something like that? Like a long time. Legitimate. Came up on the main roster. Bit Becky Lynch on the neck. I'm like, you ain't never seen some shit like that. Ransacked the Elimination Chamber. And I remember I was hot when that happened. I'm like, what the fuck was the point? Now that in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes complete sense because she's MMA born and bred. Like, yeah, you're supposed to do that. She didn't win at Mania, which made no fucking sense, and then it's been a downward slope ever since then. I'm like, why? You have a legitimate fighter. Brock Lesnar as a woman, and then no, ain't no way. And then you got Ronda Rousey. Oh boy, let me chill. That got me hot too.
We definitely do have topics for the next one, but I think it would be best.
I feel for these women because they. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
No. I mean, listen. I understand where your frustration is coming from because there's no justice for most of the talent that's on the roster, which makes sense to why all these people are jumping ship to AEW because with AEW you see that they're having such creative freedom. They're having fun. Like it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, not a lot of people are going to Impact. I think the only people that went to Impact was Gallows and Anderson. Gallows, Anderson, Eric Young went back to Impact.
The Iconics went there, and that was cool. They shouldn't have let them go. Like, what the... Anyway.
Yeah, and it's like... And now you see all these mergers happening. AEW is forming some with Impact. Christian finally won a world title. You know what I'm saying? And it's like... Because I think he won...
I mean, he been champion. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because him and Kenny... I think Kenny had like 3 belts at some point, which it's Kenny Omega. So yeah, so it's Kenny Omega, bro. So it's like you would expect him to fucking have like 7 championship belts in like one setting.
Yeah.
So you know, him and Christian, they had their feud, which I kind of enjoyed. You know, and then Christian that took I think 1 or 2 of the belts off.
The Impact World Champions.
Yeah, so, you know, so it's like you got all these mergers happening between these 3 companies. I think even Ring of Honor got something going on with AEW. Because Joe is TV champion, and Wilder and Dax were tag team champions. So it's like you got 4 fucking companies versus the one company that could be doing the same shit. But it's just...
Could be.
No, we're not going to have that. WWE wants to be its own thing. And I get it. I understand that. You want to be its own brand and everything. But it's like, bro, you remember way back when. You remember it used to be ECW, WWE, and then... Oh, I'm tripping. I didn't. I'm getting some shaking puzzle. You remember how it used to be ECW, WCW, and WWE, and they wasn't really fucking with each other at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, you had the Monday Night War going on between WCW and WWE. Because it was Monday Night Raw and WCW, the Monday Night War. So it's like it's just you got all these companies doing these great fucking things. You got the New Japan and you got the new and then I can't speak. You got the New Japan and you got AEW doing a crossover at Forbidden Door, and it's like that's just gonna be live. I'm tuning in for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can definitely expect a lot more shit to pop off with these other 2 companies. Because if those 2 companies are going to do something, you best believe they're going to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so much creative freedom. And it's like, oh my God. So much going on. So much potential. And it's like, I just feel like it's just slowly being wasted away.
Yeah, because they're trying to have certain molds and systems and all that. And I get it. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. You got deals with Fox, and then I forgot what the other company is. It's just like you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta cater to your customers too, but at the same time, you're fucking over the workers. Versus AEW. Not to say that they don't have flaws, because some people have left that company because of certain reasons. That's fine, but they're genuinely having fun. They're being themselves, more of themselves than giving like a we're gonna change your name from Walter to Gunther.
What
or
the
from Pete Dunne to Butch. Like, what?
From Buddy Murphy to just Murphy. And then they changed, and it doesn't. This name doesn't bother me too much, but it's overused. Seth freaking Rollins.
It's marketing.
I love Seth Rollins, but they overuse the freaking too fucking much.
Too freaking much, man.
They use the freaking too fucking much. You know, like, bro, I don't. Oh man, and it's like, bro, Cesaro. Man's went from Antonio Cesaro to just Cesaro. Like, and for years they've been going by 2 names for a minute, but now. The one name thing, like I don't like it. I don't like it. There's so much shit that could be done. It's just not. And I feel like it's like WWE should do like a contest to have certain fans kind of, write for them. Like, let the fans write for like a day, and then not, give it to Hunter. Let him kind of decide who's the winner. Let them kind of do their thing. If not, let it be for the main roster. I mean, NXT been doing good for a minute, so I don't even see why they should do something with NXT. But for the main roster, let them have some creative freedom. Let them do their thing. See how the people like it, because I feel like a lot of fans have had these issues already. A lot of fans have had these issues, but it's because it's WWE. We're still gonna watch it. We're still gonna see like what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's my take on
that. It's just treat them better. They're humans, okay? Just what the like. They're gonna promise them the whole moon and like another planet if they sign this contract that's lucrative for like 10 years. But they can literally change it at the dime of a hat. Now you're locked in, and you can't do anything about it because of legality and all that. It's so shrewd, but it's just like, of course, you're in the number one wrestling company. You could potentially have, your name in bright lights and stuff like that if you play ball. But Vince McMahon's the problem. It's not just him. There's his creative, his whole inner circle is a problem. But
like Punk
he's
said,
a problem.
Like Punk said, he's surrounded by yes men, people that love to kiss his ass. He's surrounded by yes men.
Just Johnny Ace, get rid of him. But in the meantime, there's nothing that we can do about it but tune into other companies, because obviously when WWE's back is against the wall, that's when they start doing some creative shit. An example, Big E. Now, I did not like how they expedited him being the WWE champion. I understand why. Obviously, like it was a trump card. It was like it was a move that the company had to do, because I believe All Out had just happened in 2021, and that pay-per-view from top to bottom might be one of the top 3 greatest wrestling pay-per-views ever. That show was perfectly paced. The stories was crazy. The star power was there. It was like WrestleMania caliber. It was like, holy shit, this is a great pay-per-view, to where we're still talking about it. Because of that success, they made they made Big E the champion as an answer to that. Treat your wrestlers better. Like, I would have appreciated if they would have waited for that, but the company's gonna make rash decisions like that. It just sucks. Like, everyone suffers from that. It just sucks. But
I understand.
Got to be the Big E too. God damn, that sucks.
Yeah, like I said, there is a lot of frustration when it comes to WWE. There's a lot of shit that should be more. I just feel like they really need, and by they I mean Vince. They need, not they. I keep saying they. He needs to just step down from the company. Let Hunter take over. Hunter knows the business through and through. Look what the fuck he did with NXT, dude. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
At this point, he can't, and that sucks. Like, this is not like a power thing. This is a health thing now. Like, with that whole cardiac thing, it got me on edge. Like, what can he do, or what can he do? Like, he can't do what he used to do, even with NXT, and that sucks, because he could potentially die at any point. And Stephanie's gone. Shane's gone. We ain't talking about Linda. Like, that don't exist. So, he's not going to give up the company, and it sucks. He's literally going to have a stronghold on it until the day that he dies, and that sucks. Mm-hmm. And then Nick Khan's probably not better either. But, yeah. I wish. I'm hoping with you, brother. Because, you know, it could be better. We're having hope for it. It could be better. But they ain't gonna do a damn thing about it.
You're right. It could be better. It could be fucking great, but...
Just...
Like, the only reason why, like, I've really been on WWE... and, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. On SmackDown and Raw, Roman and the Usos have been carrying the company.
Yeah, they have.
That's it. Bro, every Friday, before Jimmy came back and it was just Jay and Roman, they were carrying Friday Night SmackDown. That's the only reason why I would tune in, because of what they had going on. And it's like, seeing Jay in that light to finally be in a world title spot, I honestly never thought I'd see it.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was a great fucking moment. It was written perfectly. Well, I'm not gonna say perfectly, but it was written to the point where it's like, I feel this shit. Yes. We got my dog main event Jey Uso up in here, bro. Like,
yes, sir.
And then Jimmy came back. That was great. I wanted Jimmy to come back for a minute. And it's like, now the bloodline they're undisputed. Who's gonna stop them? Now, if I did have to choose, I would want the Street Profits to win. They're deserving.
Yes!
Overly fucking deserving. They deserve to win. If I had to choose to dethrone the Usos, yes, Street Profits. If I had to choose someone to dethrone Roman, for the WWE title, I would want it to be Cody. Obvious reasons. Do it for Dusty. Rest in peace. If I had to choose someone to dethrone Roman of the Universal title, now that one would be kind of tough. Because Roman's the only person that's really treated the Universal title with prestige.
I guess. I got my 2 cents on that too.
Say that again?
But yeah. No, so I got my 2 cents on that too, but
let's go for it. I mean, we do have another wrestling topic. But
this is enough for like 3 episodes, Jesus.
But let's keep going.
Roman
Yeah.
With the title, Universal title. Let's just talk about that one.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, it's okay. My problem is kind of weird. Now, with him getting the title at SummerSlam during the pandemic, that was cool. But at the time, the title was being hot potatoed by Braun Strowman and then The Fiend, who only had it for like a week, which was fucking weird. He got the title, and he's been having good matches, but they've been spaced out like several weeks to like several months apart, to where he's only defended it maybe like, I don't know, like maybe 15 times or so, which is weird. Like, maybe I'm coming from like a nostalgia kind of feeling. Like, the title was like being defended like every other week back in the day, and it felt like it was like, oh man, you don't know who's going to be champion. The title could change hands, or like the people were like working. I understand he wants to be a family man, and like maybe his health has something to do with it, as far as like him having, or like beating, sorry, leukemia and stuff. But it's just like, you have a top heel in Roman Reigns who's a champion. I feel like it's kind of dry a little bit. Just like, give me a little something, something. Like, maybe it's just me. I need excitement. I need a little bit more oomph with who my champions are. It's kind of like if Brock Lesnar was champion, or when he was champion, but he wasn't on TV. But Roman is on TV. But what is he doing? He's cutting promos, or he's helping his cousins with the titles and shit. It's just weird. It's just like, okay, you're the champion, but you ain't working as much. That's just my 2 cents on it. Somebody gonna get mad. I don't care. Like, that's just how I feel. But give me a fighting champion, dog. Like, I know they're trying to preserve, Roman as a character, and I get it. But what y'all shouldn't have done was made him a double champion and then giving him time off at the same time. What the hell is that? Like, what? What's the purpose of that? I do agree with you, though, that Cody is definitely going to be the one. That was not English. He's definitely going to be the one to get the WWE Championship. It's written in the stars. It's all out there. If he doesn't become champion, we'll be a fucking travesty at this point.
A fucking travesty. Ain't no fucking way.
It'll be a travesty. He's having a perfect run right now.
And, what sucks is apparently he's going to be out for 9 months because he tore his pectoral muscle.
Yeah, and that's just real, ladies and gentlemen. If you think it's a work, let me tell you, that is not a work. That shit, you cannot fake that.
Because that shit right there, dude, you can tell something. And I watched that match specifically.
I was just about to ask if you did.
I didn't see the whole pay-per-view. I did watch some highlights, but I watched that match specifically. Dog, before he even took off his jacket, you could see the swelling in his fucking arm already. I don't know if you peeped that, but you could...
Oh, I saw it.
Dude, you can't fake that. I don't give a fuck. There's no makeup that can do... Like, okay, yeah, there's makeup effects and shit that you can do, but that shit you can't fake. Because fucking Hunter had the same shit. Hunter had the same shit when what was it? Super Royale? What the fuck that fucking pay-per-view was? When it was him, Shawn, versus the Brothers of Destruction. When he tore his pec.
Yikes.
That you can't fake that. That's fucking, bro. Give a round of applause for Cody, bro. This nigga wrestled with a torn,
give that man his flowers for sure.
Muscle. So, at this point, there's no fucking way there's no fucking way Cody would have left AEW for WWE if he wasn't gonna win the title for his dad.
Yep.
And also another thing to kind of just, I mean, we've been going off topic this entire time, but kind of staying on topic. When him and Seth had that segment on Raw, I definitely want to say, even though Seth did kind of do him dirty towards the end, when he said that Dusty is proud of his baby boy, I felt that. I felt that shit. And I truly believe that Seth meant what he said when he said that to Cody. That was a very emotional moment to me, honestly. Because when Cody had left the company, he has achieved so fucking much, bro. He's achieved so much. Nigga he literally built AEW. Like,
yeah. That was such a swerve.
Yeah, bro. So much.
I can't get over the crowd reaction when Cody took off the coat. Because you could see it like poking out while he had the coat on. But we didn't know how bad it was. And the whole arena gasped. And I looked around my room. I was like, nah, call an audible. Like, nah, hell no. This cannot happen. This man is about to die. Like this. Like, for real, the concern was so there. But he did it. And give it up for Seth freaking Rollins, too. But, Cody's going to be that champion. I would... Drew should be Universal Champion. Like, that, if there was ever a contender, yeah, that's the guy. The problem is that we already see what's going to happen. They're going to preserve Roman versus The Rock for WrestleMania next year. That's going to be, for the title, obviously. That's going to be a thing. Is he going to lose the title beforehand? I don't think so. So you can already see, like, whatever storyline that they're going to give us from now into WrestleMania, we know the outcome. Like, Roman is not going to drop the Universal title. He might, what? No. Oh, shit. See, now with Cody injured, because he was going to win at SummerSlam, I thought. But now that he's injured, he's going to be an entrant in the Royal Rumble. He's going to win it. He's going to go to WrestleMania, face Roman, and grab that WWE title. Why not? Now with the Universal one, just unify them. Like, just make one title. Please, just make one. But they're not going to do it because of Fox.
Bring back the world title. That would be so much better, but you know, that's everyone wants to see the old titles again. It would make so much sense.
Bring back the big gold, please.
Please, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna plant a seed in your head. I think the Fiend's gonna come back. Anyway,
Oh fuck! I've been thinking about that already. I just like.
Yeah, I feel like the Fiend's gonna come back.
Oh.
And it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible. I'm like.
No, we're saving that topic. We're saving it.
Yeah, we're saving it. We're saving it.
it.
Oh my god, my FBI agent is listening to me because I said all out. And I got YouTube up, and guess what's on the thing? All out. I'm like, stop hearing me. Give me $1 million. You ain't doing that shit. But, dog, we love wrestling. If y'all couldn't tell, we love wrestling. I've been watching wrestling since I was 5, and it's been a long time, right? But the rules have changed. The game ain't the same. Shout out to Triple H. But it's for the love of the game, you know. You got your favorites, but it's a weird business. I wanted to be a wrestler. I actually was like working out at one point to be a wrestler, but I don't know. It's just, you know, I care about my mental health, like specifically, and one company's gonna fuck it up. Another company might take care of you, but I'm trying to be champion. You feel me? But I'm all of like 5'7", so I'm not gonna be champion. But anyway,
I mean, bro, look at fucking Malachi Black. Bro, you definitely would have had your own thing.
House of Black is nasty, dog. Bring these trio titles. We don't need no All-Atlantic title. Bring the trios in.
Oh my god, a trio title? Now that would change the game.
Dog, you know what's crazy? Title? They already have the titles made.
Really?
They do. It's been confirmed. They already have the titles, but they just haven't brought them yet. But they're ready to go. I'm like, yeah, please. Give me a trios title. But anyway. I love wrestling. It's just, you know, treat the women better, please. Treat the women better. Treat everybody better, but treat the women better first.
I will say, it's definitely not like how it used to be.
Thank God!
Because that would have been an issue. Because how the women were treated back then, I mean, not gonna lie to you, back then, equality was... They wanted equality, and they got it. But it's as far as like them being treated as like women wrestlers, it wasn't really. It was more them being showcased as items than there was actual wrestling, in my personal opinion. You just had to be there. Just had to fucking be there. But all right, we're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back. We're gonna continue. We got another topic when it comes to wrestling, and that is WrestleMania 17.
Oh, boy!
And yeah, we got some shit to say about that. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from our break. I hope you got some water and nutrition and all that. We're still going to be talking about wrestling, but we're going to be talking about WrestleMania 17. Arguably, that wasn't English, don't worry about it. Arguably, I said it wrong again, don't worry about it. One of the best, critically acclaimed WrestleManias of all time. Probably even pay-per-views at this point, but bro, you remember watching this?
I honestly don't even really know where to start when it comes to this. Quite honestly, okay. So once again, I was born in '98, and I didn't really start watching wrestling until, maybe 2004, 2005, when the Ruthless Aggression era was kind of, making its way up, and guys like Brock Lesnar were still around, Test was still around, guys like that, Eddie, Chris, all them dudes. And so, I used to watch, like the reruns with my dad when I was a kid, when I was growing up. So, if I had to choose like favorite matches from WrestleMania 17, I would. Excuse me, my bad. I would probably have to start with the ladder match with the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardys. That match did not go as hard as it had to. Those three guys made ladder matches what it was. Whenever those three got into a ring, whether it was either Edge and Christian versus the Hardys, Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys, or the Hardys versus the Dudley Boys, they never disappointed whenever they got into the ring together. It was definitely a vibe. That's all I'm gonna say about that. What do you think, bro?
Bro, TLC 2, because the first one was in 2000, SummerSlam, I want to believe. I remember watching that as well. That one went crazy stupid as well. Like, they were doing spots to where I'm like, yo, they are fucking dead. How are they still getting up after all this? This doesn't make any sense. The fact that they had to do it again at WrestleMania of all places and up the ante from the SummerSlam one was like, how can you even top that? But man, did they top it. I'm grateful that everyone is alive because, jeez,
yes,
like you said, they didn't have to go that hard. But man, oh man.
Especially Devon.
Oh.
There were so many times I thought he was either dead or paralyzed. Especially them chair shots. Them chair shots he used to take. Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is also before like they changed the rules on the chair shots specifically. We're talking chair shots to the head. You know what I'm talking about. Not on the back. Now it's banned. You're not supposed to do that, but yeah, Devon took them chair shots.
D took them chair shots like a fucking champ. And man, oh man.
Lita got 3D'd. Fucking Bubba Ray and Matt were like 20, 25 feet in the air.
Oh, when Edge hit that spear. Oh my god, dude.
When Edge hit the spear on Jeff. Dude, oh my god. You know what's nostalgic about this era, too? When spots like that happen, you would just see a sea of flashing cameras taking everything. And it's just like, I wish we could do that, but we can't do that no more. But it was just like, when you see all them camera flashes, it's just like, something crazy just happened. Beautiful match. I think...
Especially if it's a plethora.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say. Especially when it's a plethora of camera flashes. That's how you know it's a great spot.
Oh, yeah. Even during the entrances, too, just like, yes. Just, that's a star right there. Bro, let's talk about... You remember the hardcore match between Kane, Raven, and the Big Show?
Kane, Raven, and the Big Show. Oh, yeah. When he threw Raven through the fucking,
Yes, I'm about to say, the most notable spot is when Raven got thrown into the window.
To the window. Yeah. I remember that. And it's crazy that you mentioned that.
I believe that was spot. Real glass, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what's crazy, too? It's like back then versus now. And obviously, now it's like, the kids are watching and everything. But even back then, kids were watching. So
I was watching. That was the first pay-per-view I ever watched.
Yeah. So it's like that spot specifically, I remember because that was some funny shit. But but yeah, like there were some good spots. There were a lot of good spots in that match. I know, like I said, definitely. The most notable was Raven being tossed to the glass, but I think the only reason why that happened was because fucking what was it? Because Raven won that match.
No.
Right? Wait.
Kane won the match.
No. Kane won the match because it was for the title, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm probably thinking
the hardcore championship.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I looked back just to make sure because I was thinking of a different match.
No, that's all good. Trust me. When it comes to this pay-per-view, I remember everything. Because this was just, again, this is one of those ones I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching it. This is so great. Like, oh my God. I think I was 11 at the time.
Oh, but bro, you also remember the spot when they were on the stage and Big Show had picked up Raven and he was going to throw him off the stage, but then Kane hit him with the big boot and they both have fell. And then Kane was like,
and then Kane jumped off.
Yeah. And then he fucking, yeah. That was also a good spot, too.
Yep, and that's how he won.
Yeah,
that was a good spot.
That was a good spot. Holy shit. The WrestleMania 17 was just so many fucking good spots in that, bro.
It was so, because the adrenaline was just high. Like.
It was.
There was just a magic in the air. Like everything, there was a sea of people. It was in the Astrodome, so I think they fit like either 68,000 or like close to 70,000 people in there. Just the theme song, "My Way" by Limp Bizkit, was the perfect theme for that night. It was just the wave of new metal, and it just fit.
It was also the best theme for The Rock and Stone Cold, which that rivalry right
there. Yes, sir. Hold on. Before we get to that one, we're going to say that one for last.
Got you.
But I'm looking at the card right now. Another dramatic match, which, if you know, like in hindsight, this was fucked up. But during the time, this had all the drama in it. Mm-hmm. Shane McMahon with Linda McMahon, the mom, versus Mr. McMahon with Stephanie in his corner and Trish Stratus. Now, this all boiled down to the storyline, the build-up, because the build-up was fucked up. I'm gonna try to summarize. So, Vince McMahon is a giant motherfucking tyrant, okay? He has Stephanie in his corner, the billion dollar princess, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And he also got his side chick, Trish Stratus. Yeah. And my God, that was fucked up alone. Shane McMahon had bought WCW at this point, but they weren't in full effect. I think it was like the night after or like the next week is when WCW came into the fold. But Shane McMahon had bought WCW. Linda was rendered useless. She was traumatized from how Vince was acting, turning against the family, having a side chick, and then not being a family man, and just what he was being a fucking scumbag, right? So Linda was rendered to a wheelchair. Shane being the knight in shining armor, trying to bring restoration towards the family, which set up the feud of Shane versus Vince. This was a no-holds-barred match, I believe. No, it's a street fight with Mick Foley as the special guest referee, which I totally forgot. But I think it's supposed to be like the voice of reason. But anyway, this was a giant spot fest. Shane was getting his licks in or whatever. But one of my favorite moments is when Linda McMahon stood up out of her wheelchair, which we didn't know she was going to do. She was like, I don't want to say Helen Keller. That's a fucked up reference. But she was not talking. She was just like immobile. She was just like out of it. I think Vince was like drugging her via storyline, which is even more fucked up. But give you like more reference of like why she couldn't do anything. But she stood up out the chair all dramatic, and the crowd was like, oh shit. Gave Vince a low blow, and then that just set up the whole thing for the rest. And then Trish Stratus was beating up on Stephanie. She turned face or whatever, but this had so much drama in it. It's actually pretty good. But the storyline's fucked up, like, in hindsight. But at the time, it was just like, yes, Shane.
Oh, yeah, bro, because didn't he he made Trish get on her knees, and he treated her like a dog. And she actually...
I think that was after.
And she actually did it, right?
But yeah, it's something along the lines of that. It's fucked up.
Jesus.
But, oh my, that whole family is just... You gotta incorporate the entire family. And you know what? Everyone did their role. Everyone played their role. You know, even Mick. You know, he got some licks in on Mr. McMahon. You probably remember the spot that they use in a lot of videos, the coast to coast from Shane onto the trash can. That's where that came from.
Yeah, the coast to coast. Yeah.
Yes, sir. But dog, before we get to the main event, because that's the juicy part of like the whole card, right? Mm-hmm. Something that is, I don't know why it's not talked about as much, but I feel like it should be talked about. I think it's not talked about because it was such a last minute thing and they kind of forgot about it, but they put it together like 2 weeks in advance before the pay-per-view. The Undertaker versus Triple H.
Yes.
Now, this is the first time that they squared up at WrestleMania. They did it 2 times after this, but this was the first one, and I don't know why they don't talk about it. But dog, my favorite part of this match was the entrances. These were the most perfect entrances I've ever seen. You remember this match? Or the whole thing?
Not the whole thing. I remember certain moments. I will say that.
Yes, sir.
But I don't remember.
This actually got like a good chunk of change. This had 18 minutes on it. That's not bad. But just Motorhead played live for Triple H, and that was such a nasty thing. Oh man, that entrance was golden. But the Undertaker came out.
I will say, I remember when he was speeding down that motherfucking.
Yes, sir. He ran through that thing.
That much I do remember, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't know about you, but I wouldn't have that much fucking control. He knew what the fuck he was doing. That took. He spent that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, because he rode bikes for like ever, so he knew what he was doing.
He probably
knew how to
still
control
does.
that, but that visual was just tasty.
Yeah, but I remember Taker was just flying through that fucking match, though. I remember.
Somehow.
Go for it, bro. Go for it.
Wait, I'm reading the because they also had the stipulation. I'm referencing the Wikipedia, the Wicca, whatever. Now, the interesting part about this is that this is technically a normal match. Like they still had fucking disqualifications or countouts or whatever on paper, but this was technically a no holds barred match. But they didn't announce that because they were fighting outside into the crowd for like a good chunk of change. A sledgehammer got played, and the referee, I believe, was he was conscious for everything. I probably got to watch the match again, but this is one of those matches I'm like, this is fire, even though there was no build really, and they just let him fly. They said, do whatever, fuck it.
That's also true. And you know what's crazy about this match was so fast paced.
It was.
But it was very fast paced, but it was also very leveled at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Another good spot.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, another good spot I would like to point out was when he went for the last ride and Triple H had the sledgehammer.
Oh my god.
And rammed his shit in, and everybody thought that was it. Because I don't know.
This man got bonked.
Dude. Fucking crazy. But
that was a great match.
That was a great match. I thought that was very.
Dog, I know you're ready.
Very, very fast paced, but it was very leveled. But to really get to the topic, really get to what we really wanted to talk about, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock. That motherfucking rivalry right there is the best of all time.
When I tell you that I was so excited because I actually saved up my own hard-earned 11-year-old money from doing chores around the house to get this pay-per-view because it was going to be the talk of the town. I remember because I couldn't watch WrestleMania 2000, and I was sad. That's probably where depression started for me, low-key. But I was just really sad. I was really upset. I'm like, I just wanted to watch WrestleMania. So I watched this one, and this was the feud I wanted to see. Stone Cold and The Rock. Two icons, legends, superstars that were just way, what's the word I'm looking for? Larger than life. There you go.
Yep.
When I tell you from top to motherfucking bottom, the promo itself was enough to be like, oh, this is it. This is the one. This is it right here. If there was ever the best promo of all time, this is the one right here. I don't know who edited that or put it together. Give him the flowers because that was just perfection. That's something that you would put on you would frame it on a wall or something and just like, this is my greatest work right here. I'm like, oh, say less, you're hired. But the build-up was not too much, and it wasn't too little. It told the story. It put in its little jabs here and there. I honestly forgot about the title a little bit. You really didn't. But it was just like, yo, you don't know who's going to win. It's Steve Austin and The Rock for the second time, I believe, because I think they faced off WrestleMania 15. But The Rock had defeated Kurt Angle for the title, which was like, oh shit, okay, cool, I'm with that. Stone Cold won the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Right. And I'm like, okay, we know what's going to happen. Like, this is fire. The promo itself was just God tier, like angel tier. You cannot touch that. That was beautiful. The fact that it was in Texas should have been the dead giveaway that Steve was going to win. And low-key, before the match, I wanted Steve Austin to win. Just because that's Stone Cold. I'm like, yeah, Stone Cold, whatever. I want him to win. Yeah, it's going to be dramatic. It's going to be cool. Yeah, me, 11 years old, right? So throughout the match is just great. It's everything that you wanted it to be. The atmosphere is there. The tension's there. The drama, the storytelling is there. And then they do the swerve that Vince McMahon comes out there and he's helping Steve Austin. Now, mind you, we all know the story of Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon, right? The renegade versus your boss, right? That was the whole story in the 90s. I'm like, Steve Austin was the guy that we all wanted to be, or the person we all wanted to be with our 9 to 5. Man, like, fuck my boss. I hate my boss. Steve Austin, whip his ass. That's what we wanted him to be. Like, we're living vicariously through him. Like, man, if my boss was Vince McMahon, I'm stunning his ass on sight, and I'm walking out my job. But, so, the fact that Vince McMahon sided with Steve Austin, and Steve Austin sided when Vince McMahon was like, whoa, like, what's going on here? All of a sudden, now I'm siding with The Rock. Because now Steve Austin's a heel. I don't want the heel to win. I want the good guy to win. Rock, please win. And of course, there was blood. There was crazy amount of headshots. The Rock is selling the stunner like it's nobody's business. But the crowd is lit like a fucking wick. Like, this is just... It didn't even matter that Steve Austin turned heel, which he did. But the fact that it was in Texas... The Texas crowd blew up and thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But they couldn't even process that Steve Austin turned heel and he's siding with Vince McMahon. So, but it didn't even matter. It made you feel, it made you like believe in like WrestleMania. I'm like, it just had this whole thing. Even the post highlights, because back then, they don't do it now anymore. And I wish they would bring it back. First of all, bring back custom stages for pay-per-views, please. Bring that shit back. That shit was a highlight. So, but after every pay-per-view back in the day, they would give a post-highlight package right after the main event of everything that had happened in the pay-per-view. Even that one was God tier. I'm like, how did y'all put this together live, like, so quickly? Like, this, I'm crying. Like, this is the best pay-per-view in existence. Right. But that main event was everything it needed to be. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, you practically just said...
I know that was a lie. I keep talking, dog.
Damn, I really don't know what to say.
And just like... In hindsight, there's... Oh, go ahead. Go.
No, I was just saying, you practically already just said everything. Like, that pay-per-view could have gone so many different routes. But because of the era it was in, it was top fucking tier.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like WrestleMania 38.
That's felt like... That just happened, right?
Yeah, that's the one that just recently happened. Like, I felt like a kid again. I haven't felt like that. On. You said what?
I forgot what number we're on.
I felt like a kid again watching those matches. I was genuinely jumping out of my chair, screaming, like shocked. I haven't felt that feeling in so long watching wrestling. Because the last couple WrestleManias, I wasn't really feeling it like that. Like, when Kofi won the title, it was well-deserved. His build-up was great. I loved it.
Oh, my God.
Other than that, like, I haven't felt like how I felt watching that WrestleMania WrestleMania 38, mind you, since 25. 25 was another great WrestleMania.
Oh, that was good.
I feel like once they hit 30, no, I feel like after 28, no, WrestleMania 29 was pretty good too. Maybe I'll just say maybe after 29.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't?
Nah, I mean I know what happened, but it was just like, you know.
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, after 28, they kind of fell off a bit. 29 was still pretty good, but it could have been better. But as far as the comparisons between all the WrestleManias, 17 will always and forever be the best one. And that's all I gotta say on that.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to capture that magic in a pay-per-view. Like, not just a pay-per-view, but like of a WrestleMania caliber, because they put a lot of stakes on WrestleMania, right? It's this big spectacle. It's the biggest pay-per-view that the company has, and they have to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. But I feel like even they were trying to make it a spectacle, and they did make it a spectacle back in 2001 with WrestleMania 17. But that magic literally happened kind of like organically,
Right.
versus like how they try to do it nowadays. It's like they're doing a little bit too much to get that magic. But back then, it was just so organic, and you were just soaking it up, and just like, give me, yes, I'm in bliss right now. Similar to All Out. That's one of those ones I would rank it up there with WrestleMania 17. All Out 2021 was like perfectly placed. There you go. Mm. I just spit everywhere. God damn. But it was just, it had everything that you would want. It literally did. Like, from surprises, from debuts, or like in-ring debuts, to everything. It was just like, yeah, I'm loving everything about this. I'm not tired. I'm enjoying this. This is it.
Right.
But I love it when it's organic. It's just, it feels good. It's like a warm blanket straight out the laundry. Like, it's like, make me fall in love with wrestling again. This is why I love it. But, you know, then you have situations like
Sasha
Naomi, or the Hell in a Cell 2019.
Oh my God! Don't even fucking get me started.
I get nervous every time now.
We'll save that for another episode.
We gonna save that for a different way.
Yeah.
WrestleMania X7. Hell yeah.
But so I just scrolled by something.
Uh-oh. What'd you see, bro?
And this is something.
Hold on. Wait. Right before you do that, so a little thing to note. This is when, like, Triple H, The Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Kurt Angle, like those big names, they were the head honchos of the company. What's crazy is that in 1 year's time is when the greatest, like, the next generation came into play. We're talking Batista. We're talking Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and John Cena in 1 year's time came into the company. And where are they now? Top of the... Look at that. That's crazy, ain't it? Literally, the next generation was on the other side. But anyway, that was it. That was it.
Damn, that kind of does make you think, though. To be honest with you. But I really don't want to stray from this because this is something you need to hear.
Uh-oh.
So I just scrolled by, and
The silence is killing me.
It has been confirmed by Dragon Ball author that Gohan is the strongest fighter.
Huh.
Now, my question is, why hasn't he been written? Well, I can't use words because I'm a little upset. Throughout all this time, why was he written as like a side character? Like he had no worth. I know you got something to say, so I'm gonna let you say it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I feel like, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like with Gohan not being who we wanted him to be is actually a good thing. And I'm going to tell you why. So, you already know how I feel about Goku. You already know. The world knows how I feel about this fucking clown. Anyway, I think Gohan is actually more goated than I think we realize, because Gohan is taking his life, he's taking his fate and his life and his destiny into his own hands. Versus Goku trying to influence him. Oh, you gotta be the next in line. You have to be the strongest. You gotta train. Just train 24/7 like I train. He's trying to turn Gohan into Goku number 2. But Gohan wants to do his own thing. He has the influence of his mother, Chi-Chi, for the most part. And it's like, do your studies. Like, do something outside of what your father's doing. You know, you have options. You don't have to be a fighter 24/7. You can do whatever you want to do, Gohan. And what has that gotten Gohan? A stable family. Look at him. He's now a dad. Little Pan. He has Videl, who is Mr. Satan's daughter. Like, what? And he's the strongest character in the show. So he didn't have to follow the blueprint or the mold of a Saiyan. He did his own thing, very similar to Vegeta, shout out to the GOAT. But I think that's actually a blessing in disguise, that he was treated the way that he was, as like this lesser character, or this not as strong as Goku, but he low-key is actually stronger than Goku. You feel me? It makes you think outside the box a little bit. That's just my 2 cents on it, and that's all that she wrote. I'm challenging your brain. I'm planting seeds. I'm a gardener. What's up?
So when you put everything that way, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. And it's like kind of going back to what we were talking about before. Like, I feel like as Dragon Ball fans, we already knew that Gohan was a strong character. But it's like I said, had he kept training while Goku was dead, but also maintaining his education, there's no way he wouldn't have surpassed Goku. Not okay. What I mean by wouldn't have surpassed Goku, I'm saying that there's no way that he wouldn't be like he would be stronger than Goku is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and of course that would just would have fucking pissed Vegeta off. He's like, what the fuck? This will make it stronger than me now? Oh hell no. Because we all know how Vegeta gets. It's that Saiyan pride, but you know, he's been doing well. But I wanted to sit here and talk about the Buu saga. And
boy,
you said that you had a few things to say about that. And
dog,
I kind of
as a child, I did not want Buu to win at all. Get this man out of here. He's the villain. He's the antagonist. I don't want him to win. He's the bad guy. Why would I want the bad guy to win? Now that I'm an adult, Buu was right. Buu was right.
Right.
This, not only was he by far the best villain that I've seen in the series, but like there's facts to prove that. he had a legitimate claim. Okay, like when it came, specifically when it came to Gotenks should have got his ass handed to him. I'm sorry, just I was so tired of this little nigga talking in my ear and not being, not having the wherewithal to know the severity of the situation. I feel like a preacher, but Boo is literally goated because at any given stroke he could have wiped out this little boy. But he didn't. He won the challenge, and he got the challenge. You know, he did what he had to do, absorb him. You know, hey, you stronger than me, but you ain't gonna win this fight, though. You gonna win the war, though. But they did Vegeta wrong. They did Gohan kind of wrong. It's Goku time. It's always been Goku time. We knew what this was. Mm-hmm. Even him dead, it was still Goku time. What'd you think about the Buu Saga? Let me hear your thoughts, because I'm hot. I'm pressed.
So, okay. So, a lot of shit happened in the Buu Saga. A lot of moments stand out to me. Top 5 moments that stand out to me. Number 1, Vegeta sacrificing himself. Final explosion. Right? Probably one of the most emotional moments in my anime list. Because for the first time, Vegeta actually realized that even though he wanted to go back being the ruthless, trashiest fucking Saiyan known to man,
Amen.
He actually woke up and realized, like, yo, I have a family. I have a son. I have a wife that I never really called my wife, but I have people that care about me and I have to protect them. And mind you, the whole reason why he took Babidi's power was because he wanted to go back to being what he used to be. He hated the fact that he has to care for other people. He hates the fact that he has to look out for somebody else that's not his own. That's not himself, I mean. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when he actually hugged his son, unlike Goku. So when he had sacrificed himself, that was I'm kind of emotional talking about it. Goddamn. Because it's like, bro, like this, like Vegeta, I feel like is a really well written character, and yes, he's been done dirty so many times, but it's like also at the same time, he's shown a lot of character development, even going all the way to Super. It's like, yes, Vegeta is a dickhead at times, but you can tell, like, he really has gone through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, kind of everything that leads up to that moment, he wasn't thinking about himself. He was thinking about Trunks. He was thinking about Bulma. He knocked out Goku and knocked out fucking Goten. I mean, you know, he didn't give a fuck about them, but he saved them and then told Piccolo, he was like, yo, get them out of here. And then I think also he also told Piccolo to say something to Bulma, if I'm not mistaken, because you watched the Buu Saga recently, so
I did.
But yeah, so it's like that moment stands out to me. The moment where Goku actually was about to kill what was it, Grand Kai?
Supreme Kai.
Right. So it's like in that moment right there, where Vegeta had killed all those people in the stands, And he came in, Kahe came in and was like, "Yo, listen, you can't do this. It's not right. You gotta find another way." And Goku literally stood there and was like, "If you don't get out my way, I'm gonna kill you." And I don't know about you, but that kind of gave me some chills. Because it's like, yes, Goku can be serious when he wants to, but it's like in that very moment, you can't tell me he wasn't a G in that moment.
I just don't like him. I would like them more if they gave flowers to everybody else. You feel me? But they didn't do that. So that's
I mean, that's understandable. But like you said, he's fucking.
He's not Goku though. He's not the strongest. Oh my god, he went Super Saiyan 3 first. He's the first Super. I don't care, dog. I need the meat and the bones. Vegeta, character development. I could give a damn about this clown. Okay, Randu? I sent you this video a couple weeks ago. Okay, Gohan is finishing his training with the Grand Supreme, the Elder Kai, right? I remember. Gohan's about to go back to Earth, right? Gohan went in for the hug, and then Goku didn't even hug him back. He said, "Okay, that's it. You gotta go now." I'm like, if you don't hug your son right now, I'm about to punch you.
It was more like he hugged and embraced his dad, and his son just like quickly patted him on the back and was like, "All right, go take care of business." He's like, "All right, I'll see you."
I just couldn't. Meanwhile, Vegeta initiated the hug before he killed himself. It was like, I never embraced you. I never did. You know, I'm a Saiyan. I'm a Prince of Saiyans. I got no time for no embrace. But you know what? If there was ever a time to embrace my son and acknowledge my son's existence as my son, come here, son. Let me hug you. It was a weird hug, but I was like, I'm going to hug you. This is it. Don't worry about it. Protect your mother. Take care of her.
Right.
I said, what you doing, Dad? Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, this clown couldn't even embrace his firstborn. And would just give him a hug. You can give him a 2-second hug, a half hug. What's this? Okay, then just leave. I'm tired of him. The character development for Vegeta is crazy. He ain't never embraced nobody. He probably never was embraced by King Vegeta, but look at him. Look at him sacrificing himself, breaking the mind control of Babidi, and hugging his son in one fucking saga. Don't play with me right now. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
So yeah, like those moments stand out. It's funny you said all that. Not only just that, but also let's also bring up the fact that Buu literally before Gohan even came back to Earth, Buu was just sitting there. Because I think he ate Chi-Chi and was playing with something, right?
Oh my!
When Gotenks was sitting there, like egging him on, like, "Yo, hey, bitch, I'm over here. Why don't you look at me? Look at me. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me." And Buu,
hold on. Let me give you the play-by-play of like how that happened. So they're in the hyperbolic time chamber. Buu was actually in pieces. Goku, oh my god. Gotenks, I think, did the Super Ghost Kamikaze for the first time. And it rendered Buu like, oh my god, I'm kind of fucked up a little bit. Gotenks is trying to figure out his next move. It's taken 17,000 years to try to figure it out. Meanwhile, Piccolo pans into the view. He was like, just let you know, while you're trying to figure this out, Buu came back. And that's how he's laying on the ground, sipping on a soda, reading a magazine.
Just chilling there, bro. Just fucking sitting there.
It's like, I'll be ready to fight when you're done.
But it's like, even then, like, he wasn't even like, because while there was powering up, I think he like finally like sensed like, okay, well, I guess in the meantime, while I'm actually waiting to fight somebody else, I'll fight you, eat you, and then move on. Like, he was low-key on his cell shit. He was low-key on his cell shit. But not on his cell shit.
But did it better.
He did it better. You know? And mind you, like, if anybody out of that entire saga not only was just a menace, Boo had to be one of the toughest, most diabolical characters in that series. Nigga died about, I don't know how many times, but kept coming back. Dude came back from Final Explosion, came back from fucking being decimated by Gotenks. It literally took, and I don't even think, because I know at some point Goku and Vegeta finally came back from heaven. Not came back from heaven. No, yeah, because they were both dead, right? I know Vegeta had died, but Goku was already dead. Yeah. And they both had to, like, go inside Boo's head, and they had to, like, they severed something. And that's when he became Kid Buu. Unless he was just evolving. Right?
No, you're right. They found Gohan, they found Piccolo, and they found Goten and Trunks. They took them out of Boo's body, essentially, and that's how he reverted back to Buff Boo, who's actually a version of himself from absorbing the South Kai, or the South Supreme Kai. But then something happened with that, and that's how we got to Kid Buu. Boo should have won, and technically, well, he didn't. I can't be technical, but Boo kind of won, in a sense. It took the Spirit Bomb, out of all things, to get rid of him. And even when it hit him, he started pushing it back. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, you literally, it took a super ginormous Spirit Bomb. It took Vegeta sacrificing his life again, but not killing himself, but being a ragdoll for time's sake, for Goku to charge up the Spirit Bomb. It took Mr. Hercule to talk to planet Earth, and it took a wish from the Dragon Balls to restore Goku's energy to wipe out Kid Buu. There ain't no villain they had to do that much work to get rid of. Not one.
And you know what's crazy about that too is, like, looking at all that, like you said, Boo technically did win. I mean, he did what he set out to do, which was destroy the
Right,
Earth.
we were all dead at one point.
Yeah, and shit. Like, it's crazy that now Boo is a good guy, in a sense. Because it's
It's
like,
a good thing that what?
I said it's crazy how Boo now is a good guy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if he wanted to, he can cause problems again.
Oh, he definitely could.
Oh,
You know,
bro.
like,
That's crazy to me.
but you know what's interesting? I think it's because of the influence of the Grand Supreme Kai, because he was one of the nicest beings in existence, and since Boo absorbed him, that influence is now on him. So, shout out to... Technically, Fat Boo, or Majin Buu now, is the Grand Supreme Kai, if you want to get technical.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's
Which
like,
I didn't even know. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, it's not really written to where it's like...
Yeah, it's definitely not written. Like, you have to reach for that shit, so...
Yeah, so, I mean, other people probably look at it as, like, a reach, but at the same time, it's like... I mean, you can't knock that it didn't happen. It's canon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's a reach, but y'all grabbing, though, so...
But... I don't know, like... I feel like Z definitely had a lot more memorable. It had memorable, not just moments, but the sagas itself was just. They were just top fucking tier, you know.
It was.
With Friesen coming down, his racist ass, you know, him doing the thing.
Oh boy.
Cell coming through, fucking shit up. You know, like each storyline had an impact. You know what I'm saying? And it's just wow. You know what I'm saying? Just wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm really glad that I got to grow up and witness these episodes. You know, because kids now they're not gonna know what we went through.
Mm-hmm.
They're not
Y'all
gonna
missed
know
the
what
shit.
we went through.
Like, if y'all were to look at it from top to bottom, like if there was someone that was looking at Dragon Ball, or like Dragon Ball Z from top to bottom, I'm talking from the Saiyan saga when Raditz showed up until the end of Buu saga when Oob, who they need to make canon, please.
Did they make him? Okay. So, you know what? Go ahead. I'm gonna tell you something about it.
Real quick. So, if one person was gonna like see it for the first time, I don't think it would hit the same. This is one of those things you just have to be there, like right when it jumped off.
Right.
And that was it.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. You just had to be there. Like for me, I'm just gonna throw a lot of animes out here right quick. Definitely for me. So growing up, my mom had got me into anime, right? When I was a kid, she put me on this so much. So mom, if you ever listen to this podcast, you know, shouts out to you because you did put me on. You definitely don't have to rub it in my face that you did, but you did. Me and my mom, you know, as a kid growing up, I used to watch, you know, Ghost in the Shell, Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, motherfucking Samurai Champloo. If anyone knows that show specifically, you're a fucking G. I mean, not just Samurai Champloo, as it's like all the other animes, Inuyasha. I can go on for fucking days. Gundam, like I can go on for days. But OG animes like that, I grew up watching because of her, and I'm not even gonna say kind of, but it furthered my interest in animes, and it made me learn to appreciate them because it's like and you know what also pisses me off? I'm gonna sit up for this one. Is how motherfuckers, especially nowadays, is like, oh, you watch anime, you're a fucking weirdo. But it's like, it be the same motherfuckers that be saying that shit, and y'all watch anime too. Like, I hate when people... Oh my god. Oh, let me calm down for a second.
Talk about it. Let them know.
Like, that shit is so annoying. And I love the fact that there are other people that have actually like tried, like, you know, the retweet I did where it's like hood niggas in the anime community and they're shaking hands.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Because what's crazy about that is like when I was in high school and I was watching anime heavy around that time, and I used to go to, you know, pretty ratchet school, a pretty ghetto school in a sense. And so, you know, I'll be sitting here kind of watching anime and shit, and then there'd be some random dude. And most of the time, they were always cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really had no issues with nobody. So I'd be kind of just minding my own business, watching my shit. And somebody would kind of peep what I'm watching, be like, oh, shit, you watch that too? And then we just kind of get to chat, and I'm just like, you ghetto as fuck. I didn't know you watch this kind of stuff. You know, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be the coolest fucking thing ever. So I love the fact that anime has not just like had like its own like little corner, because you know there are so many things other people watch that kind of it's like it's their specific thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a community. You know what I'm saying? When I had recently went to MegaCon in Orlando, you know, there was a real plethora of, I'm not gonna say ghetto people, but you know there was everyone was there. You know what I'm saying?
There was some niggas there.
It's just very, very, very cool to see. You know, a lot of people kind of step out of their comfort zone, because there would be like a lot of people that would kind of, some people would like be embarrassed to sit if they watch that kind of shit, because they would get clowned for whatever reason, which I never understood why that was a thing. You know, but it's like, I hate how like people have like kind of turned it into a trend. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when I try to have a conversation with certain people about animes and stuff, they'll only know like the top 5. You know what I'm saying? Which is Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, or One Piece. Did I say 5? I think I'm at 4.
It sounds good to me.
But it's like it'll always be those main 4 that people have seen. Like they'll be like, they watch one of those shows and be like, oh yeah, I watch anime, I love anime. And it's like, but it's like, that's like, I'm not gonna say it's mainstream, but it's like that's the main shit that everybody knows, because that's Shonen Jump. That's their shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say those are the top 4 that everyone knows. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, people are also missing like Death Note, like the recent animes that I just mentioned. You know, like, and then also you got, you know, Death Note. You got fucking fuck, I'm missing a few. You know, Jujutsu Kaisen, and you got a whole bunch of animes, bro. And it's like, also like Akira. Like, I can go on and on about this shit. Nah, Death Note's fucked up.
Just let me find out.
No, dude, that shit. Light.
Let me find. I'm already watching Ruby, and that's fucked up. So I'm back in the beat.
I'm gonna just say Light was on some shit. Light.
Oh boy, I'm scared.
Was on some shit. I liked it. I'm gonna just let you watch it.
Yeah, let me just watch it, dog.
Light's fucked up. And there's gonna be a moment where it's snowing. There's a clock involved.
Okay, that's okay. Just chill right there.
I know.
My ass gonna be speculating. Because next, I'm gonna be looking for snow. If I see snow, I'm gonna get triggered and be like, "Here we go. This is it. This is what he was talking about." Ellie, let me chill, dog. Because I'll be looking at the minor things. I'm like, there's a bug in this scene. I'm looking for all the bugs. Like, where they at? This is it, right? This is it. Let me just chill. Yeah. Let me just be surprised. Fuck me up organically. Pause.
That's all I'm gonna say. If you notice it's snowing, and you know he's looking at his watch, that's all I'm gonna say.
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
But, bro, even Attack on Titan too, dude. That shit was crazy too.
I gotta watch that too.
Yeah, that. Whew. And it's like, bro, anime can be scary as fuck too, dude. And like, I've watched some. I've seen a few horror animes. And I feel like they fucked me up more.
Horrors? Is that what you said?
Horror.
Horror. Okay.
Horror.
You talk about something else. Hold on.
I've seen horror animes. No, I mean, I don't know why I can't say certain words, bro. I get made fun of. Like, my friend makes fun of me because I say January wrong.
You said what wrong?
January. I say January wrong. January? Does it sound weird when I say it?
I'm trying to mute my mic.
What the fuck,
Dog,
dude?
I know. No, it's with love. It's with love. I can't say certain wrongs right. What? I can't say. There we go. See, I'm fucking up. Karma. I can't say certain words right either. I've never. That's funny. Not like in a roasting way. Like that's funny. It's just funny. That's it.
But
I couldn't say breakfast. I really have to emphasize it.
But do I say January wrong?
No, you're saying it right. Like it's the right word. It's just funny how you say it.
What
That's
the
it.
fuck?
In a cool
Dude.
way, not in a gross or demeaning way. It's funny. January.
Right. Well, shut up.
My name's Jeff. My name's January.
Anyways,
We got one final topic. Okay, this might actually be short because I feel like ain't really nothing much to talk about, but I know it's gonna piss off a lot of people because I feel like we feel the same way about it, but it's quite controversial. So you might want to strap on your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, because we're gonna start a whole debate with you motherfuckers down there. Like just chill, hear us out. We gotta talk about pineapple on pizza. I say yay. Okay, a lot of people say nay. We ain't talking to y'all. We talking about the yays. Pineapple on my pizza. I'm eating it. If you don't like it, you ain't gotta eat. Eat something else. Okay? Put pineapple on my pizza. How you feel, bro?
I love pineapple on pizza. I've been eating it for about 4 years now.
Notice how man said love and not like.
I never really understood why people. I never understood.
These niggas don't like fruit.
I mean, it's understandable, but at the same time, like, cool, you're entitled to your own shit. I don't discriminate. But it's like, for people who.
However wrong that is.
Bash pineapple on pizza, like, there's no fucking reason. That shit is boss! You know what I'm saying? And you know what's funny? Like, my mom had sent me something in regards to that. I'm trying to find it so I can read it off because it was funny as fuck. And it's like, pineapple on pizza is good.
I did see a TikTok, bro.
And somebody had, like, made, like, this argument talking about, oh, you wouldn't put apple slices on your pizza. You wouldn't put fucking bananas on your pizza, so why'd you put pineapple? It's the sweet and savory, bro. That's why. And then on top of that, it's like, I don't think anybody would be menace that fucking word enough.
You got it.
To want to put bananas and shit on their pizza. That's just fucking gross. So, like if you was making like a fruit pizza in a sense, like shit like that.
I was just about to say.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would use you would make the crust. You would use like, I don't know, some sort of like layering. For the sauce, and then you got the fruits and shit. Damn, that actually sounds kind of good, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like a fruit pizza?
But you still like fruit.
That's kind of. I don't know. I mean, if you think about it the right way, if you think about it, you put the right things, the right toppings on, bro, you got yourself a fruit pizza. That's kind of fire.
Yeah.
I mean, if people can make a fucking fruit cake, then you can make a fruit pizza. Come on now.
You can make a pasta cake. Yeah, I don't even know if that's legal, but okay.
That just sounds evil. A fruit pasta.
I don't know. I ain't say fruit pasta, but a pasta cake. I don't know.
So okay, so I found the picture. It says, "Find the pineapple pizza lover." There's a group of white.
What?
Listen. It says, find the pineapple pizza lover. There's a group of white people, group of Spanish, dark. These are emojis, so it's like it goes from lightest to darkest. And then it says, can't find them? That's because they live among us, looking like normal people. The only real difference is they're going to hell. So, my mom sent that to me, and I was just dying laughing because I just thought it was so funny.
Who made them like that?
Who made them like what? To hate pineapple pizza?
Yeah, like whoever made that post or whatever, what hurt you? Where'd the hurt begin? Let's talk about it. Cause ain't no way you're gonna tell me liking pineapple on my pizza, I'm going to hell. I know you're saying it for the sake of funniness, but nigga, your standards of living are questionable. Like, what the bitch? What?
Hey.
If I'm going to hell for like a pineapple on my pizza, reserve me a seat.
Hey, we all gotta die one day.
Guess what? My pizza gonna be nice and warm, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Roasted Damn, grilled pineapple? Hold on.
Ooh, bro, I just had that recently.
No, you did not. Come on, let's
Grilled
talk about it. Let me get some of that. Pause.
Oh,
I ain't never had no grilled pineapple, I don't think.
You missing out, bro. It's so much juicier.
That sounds fire.
Wow.
Put that on some pizza, I think it will change some minds, actually.
Bro,
if you put grilled pineapple on some pizza, that would... Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh. See, now you coming up with something evil. I like it.
I mean, you know.
But that kind of covers everything today as far as topics. Ghost, do you have anything else you want to say before we close it off, bro?
This was the first of many podcasts. We're going to be more out of pocket, more real, and more struggling with our words. I feel like that's where the fusion, or the struggle part of the fusion struggle name comes from. We don't know English. English is optional, okay? I can't say breakfast normally. I really have to like put a comma before that word. And Randu can't say January. So that's fine. But this was great. This was fantastic. This was fun. If y'all got any topic ideas, y'all can follow us on Twitter. Follow Randu at
Randu TV. If you want to follow Ghost and give him any topics, you can follow him at...
You can follow me at GlitchXGrave on Twitter. And yes, put the fucking X in the middle. You won't be able to find me, okay? Or go to glitchgrave.com.
That. So we just want to thank everyone for listening. Episode 1. Welcome to the graveyard.